Why the Strong Walk Alone? Nietzsche, Schopenhauer and Jung on the power of solitude. Let's see if you can make it to the end without rethinking everything. Welcome to Leverage Success, your personal all-in-one self-growth channel for your health and wealth, for your better future self. The architects of the inner world. These three titans of thought who moved from the external world of logic to the internal world of the psyche. Arthur Schopenhauer, the pessimist pioneer. He was a 19th century German philosopher known as the philosopher of pessimism. His big idea: he argued that at the core of existence isn't reason, but a blind irrational force he called the will. Why he matters. He was one of the first Westerners to integrate Indian philosophy, Upanishads, into his work. He taught us that life is a cycle of desire and suffering, and that art and compassion are our only true escapes. Friedrich Nietzsche, the iconoclast. He was a cultural critic and philologist who famously declared, "God is dead." His big idea: since traditional values were collapsing, humans had to create their own meaning. He proposed the Übermensch, overman, someone who transcends conventional morality to create their own values through the will to power. It was an evolution of the spirit. Why he matters. He predicted the existential crises of the 20th century. He doesn't give you answers. He gives you the courage to stop being a follower and start being a creator. Carl Jung, the mapmaker of the soul. He was a Swiss psychiatrist and former protégé of Freud who founded analytical psychology. His big idea: he looked at the collective unconscious, a shared reservoir of memories and ideas, archetypes, common to all humans. He focused on individuation, the process of integrating the shadow to become a whole person. Why he matters. Jung bridged the gap between Schopenhauer's philosophy and modern psychology. He treated the human soul, or psyche, with scientific seriousness without stripping away its mystery. Why they still matter today. These three remain popular because they deal with the individual's struggle against the void. In an era of digital noise and declining traditional structures, their work offers a toolkit for self-reliance. Honesty: they don't sugarcoat the difficulty of life. Empowerment: they shift the focus from what the world does to you to what you do with yourself. Psychological depth: they understood that our irrational drives are often more powerful than our logic. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. Friedrich Nietzsche. Let's unpack what Nietzsche, Schopenhauer, and Carl Jung each said about solitude and the solitary person, what it means, why it matters, and why most people can't handle it. For these thinkers, it isn't just simply being alone. It's a spiritual and intellectual condition, a space where the self confronts truth, creativity, and independence. But it's also dangerous. Only strong, self-contained minds can face themselves without distraction. Most people, as they each argue differently, flee from it exactly because it strips away illusions and comfort. Friedrich Nietzsche, the path of the higher individual. The higher we soar, the smaller we appear to those who cannot fly. Nietzsche's Thus Spoke Zarathustra. Nietzsche saw solitude as the birthplace of greatness. For him, this kind of individual, the free spirit, or Übermensch, must withdraw from the herd to develop his own values and strength. Solitude is not loneliness. It's the workshop of the soul. It's where the individual creates meaning in a world without divine order. The herd mentality suffocates individuality. The truly independent thinker must endure being misunderstood, mocked, or isolated. Nietzsche admired Zarathustra, his symbolic prophet, who retreats to the mountains for years to overcome himself, and later returns to share wisdom with humanity. Yet, even then, Zarathustra realizes that most people cannot bear the truth, preferring comfort over freedom. Why most can't cope? Because it simply demands self-responsibility. Creating your own values when no one tells you what's right. It's frightening to face life without external validation. Arthur Schopenhauer, The Misery of the World and the Solace of Solitude. A man can be himself only so long as he is alone. If he does not love solitude, he will not love freedom. Schopenhauer saw this really as a refuge from the stupidity and vulgarity of the masses. Where Nietzsche saw it as a forge for greatness, Schopenhauer saw it as a shield for peace. His view on it was that society, driven by envy and triviality, drains the spirit of the wise. It allows philosophers, artists, and thinkers to live by their inner world rather than external noise. The more intelligent a person is, the more solitude they need. He often compared the wise man to a porcupine, needing warmth but keeping distance, to avoid being hurt by the closeness of fools. Why most can't cope? Most people crave distraction and social affirmation because this is exactly why it actually exposes the emptiness of their inner life. If a person's mind is shallow, solitude becomes unbearable. They need noise to drown out their thoughts. Carl Jung, Solitude and the Journey to the Self. Loneliness does not come from having no people around you, but from being unable to communicate the things that seem important to you. Carl Jung's Memories, Dreams, Reflections. For Jung, it is not isolation from others, but a psychological necessity for individuation. The process of becoming your true self. This path is an inward journey toward integration of the conscious and unconscious mind. This was his view of this path. This kind of person withdraws to face their shadow, the repressed parts of the psyche. Through this path, one discovers a deeper sense of meaning and connection to the self, not the ego. True solitude allows contact with the collective unconscious, the deeper archetypal layer of humanity. Jung himself lived for years at Bollingen Tower, a stone house he built by a lake, where he wrote, carved, and meditated. He said it was there he felt closest to his true self, as if I am what I have been and shall be. Why most can't cope? Most people fear inner confrontation. Solitude reveals their inner conflicts, their unrealized potential, and the hollowness of their social personas. It takes courage to face one's inner chaos without numbing or distraction. Think a purpose of solitude. Why people avoid it. Nietzsche, to transcend the herd and create one's own values. Fear of freedom and isolation. The mountain hermit Zarathustra. Schopenhauer, to protect one's peace and intellect from mediocrity. Lack of inner life, addiction to social noise. The wise porcupine. Jung, to confront the unconscious and become whole, fear of inner truth and self-awareness, the hermit alchemist. Final reflection. All three agree that solitude is both a burden and a gift. For Nietzsche, it's the test of strength. For Schopenhauer, it's the price of wisdom. For Jung, it's the path to wholeness. Most people cannot endure this, exactly because it dismantles the illusion that others can give their life meaning. The solitary person, however, learns to generate that meaning from within. If this episode resonated with you, explore our playlist for more insights designed to support your journey toward a better you. Thanks for watching Leveraged Success. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Who do you know that would love this video? Share this with them. Your support helps us keep creating, and we'd love to have you and your nearest and dearest as part of our growing community. See you in the next video, every Sunday, 9 a.m. UK time.